Win or Lose directly copied another Pixar movie and somehow nobody even realized. I'm pretty sure I'm the first one to point this out. Especially the most recent episodes at the time I'm recording this are a direct recycling of another Pixar project. Like almost exactly 1-to-1. It's actually crazy. And I'm gonna get to what that movie is in just a moment, but it just feels like it's been since forever that we've had an original Pixar project. It's been since Elemental back in 2023. So I'm just really excited that I have something new to talk about in the world of Pixar. And I was gonna make a video as soon as it came out, but I figured I should wait until they rolled out a couple more episodes just so that there's more to talk about. So far, I can say I actually like it even more with the way it's progressing. This show is really a breath of fresh air, but like I said, it isn't completely original because they copied another one of their stories and reused it. First and foremost, I want to bring up how genius I think the concept of this show is. The way it decides to run through the same 24-hour period each episode but show the events from different perspectives. I'm not even a sports fan or anything, but this back and forth way of telling the story really gets you immersed, and it gives you just enough time to get attached to each character. And the narrative builds on itself, so you'll see overlapping between the episodes. Sometimes the overlapping is really subtle, which I kinda like. For example, in Lori's episode, there's a scene where she's practicing baseball late in the evening to try to improve her skills, and fast forward to episode 4, Rochelle just happens to pass by and see her from a distance. That's the most subtle example of overlapping, but a lot of other times it's actually really important to the story as they slowly reveal this unfolding narrative to us. In one episode, you'll have a character play a pretty small role, and then a couple episodes later, you'll see what their motives were for why they did what they did. And you kinda go, oh, I get it now. I'm really looking forward to the end of this series because I can already see it being a satisfying payoff to get to know all of these characters individually and then have all their storylines converge in one finale. I'm really hoping they pull through and make it good because so far we're going strong. If you don't mind leaving a comment, I'm genuinely interested to hear if anyone's enjoying this show as much as I am. I also feel like I should bring up how much I love this art style they're going for. Ever since Luca, they've been doing this really oversimplified art style, and I'm actually a really big fan of it. And the fact that they've been evolving it over time really makes it feel like all these movies are taking place within the same universe. There's so many moments where you get that snappy, over-dramatized animation, and it really adds so much personality. I feel like the Pixar art style never actually changed, but just evolved over time. And Win or Lose just feels like the natural continuation of this evolution. This is a show that gets better as you watch it. So the first episode I feel was also the least interesting. Not to say that it was bad, I just find the episodes that come after it to be a lot more engaging. The first character we're introduced to is Lori, and she's in a unique situation because she's the coach's daughter. Ironically though, she's the worst player on the team, which makes for some funny interactions between her and the other teammates. So naturally she feels some pressure to step up her game. And they personified this anxiety in the most weird yet unique and completely Pixar kind of way. You ready for it? She has a pet sweat blob that follows her around and gets bigger the more stressed out she gets. It's seriously the weirdest thing. I like Lori as a character though. I think this show needed that one character that just adds some quirkiness to the team. Like I said, in my opinion, this is the weakest of the episodes, but that's just a testament to how good the next few are. I thought this one was a pretty good introduction to the series. Our next episode though really steps up the game. There's this guy named Frank. He's the umpire on the team, and what's unique about him is he's the only one who's not a child. So we get to explore some more mature themes in this one. This is what I like about this show. A lot of these episodes aren't even about baseball. It starts off that way by showing us his position on the team and what he does. But after that, it's pretty much all about his personal life. They give us this whole backstory about how he broke up with the love of his life and he now has regrets about it. The way this episode takes us through this journey with him is another example of how creative the animators got in their storytelling. They show us his dating life through an app on his phone, and they portray it almost as if it's a game. Every time he progresses in the relationship, he levels up. I also love that one scene in the coffee shop where he tries to ask out the cashier. I don't know how they managed to do it, but Pixar just knows the way to make a scene that is genuinely so awkward that it actually makes you cringe watching it. The episodes about Rochelle and her mother are the latest episode drop at the time I'm making this, and these two go hand in hand more than the others, because the one is about Rochelle and the other is about her mom. And this is where I said Pixar reused one of their old storylines. As soon as I got done watching these episodes, I realized that this plotline isn't original. It took directly from another Pixar movie. And the movie I'm talking about is Turning Red. I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, because if it works, it works, and I would say that it did work because it's a good storyline. And besides, I feel like I'm the only one who even noticed the fact that they did this. These episodes focus in on a mother-daughter conflict, just like in Turning Red, where you have the overbearing mother and the rebellious teenager. But it's not just that. They even went so far as to reuse the same story concept, where May needs to raise money so she can get tickets to Four Town. But this time, Rochelle needs money to pay her basketball fees. Rochelle, just like May, finds an easy way to make money off her classmates at school, and starts a whole underground operation in the bathroom. If you put these two scenes side by side, it's actually crazy how similar they are. Towards the end of the episode, they even have a party scene, which seriously reminds me of the party from Turning Red. It's actually almost the exact same scene as in Turning Red, where the mom crashes the party to look for her daughter. Anyway, I think they did a great job of exploring the relationship between mother and daughter. The fact that they put these two episodes back to back was really such a smart move. They gave themselves the opportunity to tell a complete story over the better part of an hour. Rochelle, I think, has to be my favorite character of the ones we've been introduced to so far. She comes across as being more mature than others on the team, like Lori, for example. And just like Lori has that pet sweat blob as a personification of her personality, and Frank had his armor and shield, Rochelle also has her own thing going on, where she puts on this suit and turns into an adult to represent her maturity. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this show plays out over the next couple weeks, and ultimately how they decide to wrap it up. I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments, but anyway, thanks for watching, and bye.